Next on Worcester News Tonight, mixed reaction as the Worcester Public Schools proposes a potential sex ed curriculum. Plus, two storms are moving across the country and heading our way. We'll look at how the city and residents are preparing. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. Worcester Public Schools formally proposes a potential sex ed curriculum for the district. The school department is now looking into the Michigan model for health as they believe it's a comprehensive option for students. But the district has received pushback for previous programs they've introduced and are still hearing some today. Our Cam Jandro is live in Worcester tonight. He joins us with more. Cam?
Anna, the city's been looking for a sex ed curriculum replacement for a few months now, and the mayor says it's important to find something not just good for the students inside the classroom, but something that also pleases the parents outside of the classroom.
Worcester Public Schools' proposed sex ed curriculum faces mixed reactions at Thursday's school committee meeting.
It is not evidence-based in regards to the sex ed curriculum, and it doesn't include things like pregnancy prevention.
Parents and community members like Michelle Rose Shabo turned out for Thursday's meeting, some holding signs saying Worcester youth deserve comprehensive sex ed.
But if we don't teach them basic rights on basic things like how to protect themselves, how to learn consent and say yes, how to look for healthy relationships, how are we preparing them for the future?
The district is looking to adopt the Michigan model for health, which also covers topics like drugs, relationships, and alcohol. Mayor Joe Petty believes the Michigan model is a good starting point.
It's a comprehensive health program, and it's taught year-round in 6th grade and 7th and 8th. So it has a new sex ed component to it, but it's missing a few things. I know we're going to add some curriculum to it.
Just a few months ago, the district shut down Making Proud Choices. The program received pushback for its methods of teaching safe sex. The Educational Association of Worcester says one of their primary concerns is the age of students who would be in the Michigan model.
I believe that it was for students that may not be ready for the information. Is it more harmful to give it to them before we deem they're ready?
Petty says one of the challenges with sex ed is the diversity of students in each classroom, whether it is different religious backgrounds or where someone is from. But he hopes a happy medium can be found.
We're not a healthy city. We've come a long ways, and this is a big issue, and you got to make it work right. I don't think anybody wants to hurt the kids.
Now, this has been a hotly contested issue for a few months now. The mayor says if the Michigan model is in fact instituted in Worcester Public Schools, it'll be in for about 6 months before they get reviews from health teachers as well as students and parents outside of the classroom. They are hoping to set up a public hearing so they can hear from the people across the district. Live in Worcester City Hall tonight, I'm Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
Governor Charlie Baker announcing Thursday he supports sport betting and will be filing legislation to make it legal in Massachusetts. Under the governor's proposal, the Massachusetts Gaming Commission would oversee sports betting at the state's 3 casinos. It places a tax on licensees for in-person and online sports betting. The Baker-Polito administration thinks the taxes would generate $35 million in revenue for the next fiscal year. Holy Cross economics professor Victor Matheson says it's hard to predict revenue from legalizing sports gambling, but says you can compare it with other states.
Nevada, which has had legalized sports gambling for a while. So Nevada generated about $250 million at its casinos. And if you were to tax that at roughly the same level that Massachusetts is talking about, that would be about $25 million in revenue generated at casinos.
Matheson says when it comes to placing bets, people who are experts in the field lose as often as they win when they're betting against the house.
To talk about a famous Worcester alum, Bill Simmons was a Holy Cross grad about 20 years ago, one of the biggest voices in sports on the internet and on ESPN. And he for years tallied how well he did betting against the line in NFL games. And 10 years, he went about 500.
The governor's proposal does not allow for betting on college sports. It does require revenue raised from the taxes will go towards local aid to cities and towns. With 2 storms on the way, Worcester's DPW is already out treating the roads. Meanwhile, local hardware stores say they're ready for the first major storm of the season. Our Rosalind Flaherty has the details.
It's been a slow season for hardware stores selling winter supplies.
That business died. Today, we sold more this morning than we did the whole month.
Tom Pacinis says it's all about to change with 2 rounds of snow heading our way. Jerry's hardware store stocked up on supplies and people took advantage of it Thursday.
Buying salt to put in back of my truck to keep the weight, so I don't slide all over the place.
I don't want to be caught without anything to get me out of the house.
Worcester DPW crews pre-treated roads before Friday's snow. They are expecting to work 30-plus hours and use all 300 of their plows later in the weekend.
The outlook is probably not good no matter how we look at it. We could get more snow or less snow and more ice and freezing rain.
DPW Commissioner Paul Musi says his biggest concern is the duration of the weekend storm.
We're looking at like a 20-hour duration, which is a long time, because post-storm, we're looking at single-digit temperatures here in Worcester, so we're going to have a real freeze-up.
And while winter businesses will benefit from the snow, others wish it wouldn't come.
I don't want it to come. It came too late. It should stay away.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
Mass State Police bomb squad responding to reports of a live explosive device in Auburn today. Workers at Casella Recycling Facility found the device and called it in. It was later determined to be a butane lighter. As you can see from the pictures, it does bear a resemblance to a grenade. Auburn's deputy fire chief says workers did the right thing calling 911.
Concern from the workers, they did the right thing. They called 911, had us come out and respond. No injuries to any of the workers or any of the civilians in the area.
The fire department says no one was ever in danger and cleared the scene shortly after. Defense attorneys representing the man who's charged with murdering Vanessa Marcotte have withdrawn from the case. Angelo Ortiz is charged in the 2016 murder of the 27-year-old in Princeton. A judge allowed the defense's team's motion Thursday. They cited differences and harm inflicted on the attorney-client relationship. Colon Ortiz is due back in court February 5th. His new lawyer is expected to be appointed by then. The government shutdown, now in its 27th day, should not affect tax returns. Accounting Solutions in Worcester say they've received many calls from people who are confused about the shutdown. A tax advisor there says W-2 forms do not come from the IRS, they come from your employer. So you will still be able to file taxes. But they say if the shutdown continues, amended returns may not be processed.
The people who we are dealing with for audits, there's nobody to talk to take care of those audits or resolve those audits. There's offers in compromise which are in limbo because there's no one we can talk to who is going to take care of it.
The official start of the tax filing season is January 28th. Clark University President David Angel is planning to retire at the end of his contract in 2020. It will mark his 33rd year at Clark University and his 10th year as Clark president. Prior to his current role, Angel was provost and vice president of academic affairs. In a statement, Angel says, "It's been an extraordinary privilege to serve this university for more than 30 years. But after much reflection and discussion with my wife Jocelyn, I've concluded that this is the right time for us to seek out a new adventure and build another chapter in our lives." Clark's Board of Trustees has indicated it's already started work on leadership transition and will have more information in upcoming weeks. It's not a doctor's office, but with a license you can receive the medicine you may need. The Botanist in Worcester's second medical marijuana shop held a grand opening Thursday to showcase what they have. Our Brittany Schaefer has the story.
Designed to look like a garden at first glance, the Botanist is a medical marijuana shop. The facility on Pullman Street is Worcester's second to open to patients. Dispensary manager Tyler Koss says it's been busy.
There's been quite a few people coming in, average 35 to 45 people a day.
Parent company Acreage Holdings is opening shops across central Massachusetts with additional locations in Leominster and Shrewsbury. Operations manager Maura O'Brien says their recreational license is in the works, but for now they aren't worried about competition.
Something that Cultivate doesn't carry, we might carry, and something we don't carry, they might have. So them being open for recreational sale hasn't really put stress on us at all. If anything, I'm a really firm believer in all the dispensaries kind of working together.
Koss says while there isn't any immediate pressure for them to open the recreational side, they are learning from the dispensaries who did it first.
We can see, other dispensaries and their trial and errors, and we kind of can, make check boxes to see, what we can prepare ourselves for.
The Botanist goal is to educate patients with one-on-one consultations. O'Brien says they plan to keep this practice when they are approved for recreational sales.
We take that time, we'll sit down with you, we'll go over your symptoms, go over your conditions. In the recreational market, you don't really find that. So it's a service that a lot of people don't offer, and once adult use comes on board, it's going to become even less.
O'Brien says they haven't sent in their recreational application yet, but says the Botanist should be open for adult use in early spring. Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
The deadline for health insurance enrollment is just around the corner. The Massachusetts Health Connector is reminding people to sign up if they don't have health insurance and keep it if they do. They held a hot dog happy hour at George's Coney Island in Worcester for their day of coverage, giving people free hot dogs and information. The agency says 97% of people in the state have health insurance. Their goal is to get it to 100.
For people who don't get health insurance from their work, the health connector is an option for them. It's also the only place where they can get help paying for their health insurance. For people who are on lower income levels, our Connector Care program provides low premiums and low copays and no deductibles.
Open enrollment ends on January 23rd.